everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today I have two projects that I need to get done. One is to move a shed that is on our rental property on the east side of my house, and to fix some swales on that property, my property, and our rental property on the west side of the house. Over a decade ago, my grandmother moved a shed right on the rental property line in my property, and I need to delineate the property line with some arborvitaes, and I can't do that because once the arborvitaes start to grow, you won't be able to open the shed door, making it useless. And it just makes more sense to put it at the end of the garage over there at the rental property or the carport. That way, you know, if it's raining or whatever, people can just open the door and reach in and get what they need without having to walk through the yard that floods almost every time it rains. So speaking of the flooding, I have another piece of equipment coming over that's going to help clear the swales between the east property and my property and the west property and my property, and just try to improve the drainage so that yard doesn't flood. That yard is not as bad as the east property, and but the front yard is bad. So each property has their own unique problems, but the swales should cure all the problems. There's a county ditch that runs behind my house. These swales are going to drain into them, and if you've been following me for a while, the company behind me actually owns part of that ditch. I'm not sure how that works out, but they have put culverts down in their ditch, 15-inch drains in the back as well, and I have permission from them to dig these swales and let it use their drains to help drain my property. I've talked to the project manager and the code enforcement, so that has all been cleared. So that's what's going on in this video, and it's windy outside, and I'm sorry about that. So I guess I'm just gonna have to play some music through most of it, and I apologize about that, but it is what it is, and I hope you enjoy the video. Let's go. The ground's wet, I'm on gumbo, and I gotta lead him. Wow, that's unexpected. I have a friend who came over, gonna help smooth the ground. This is gonna make a mess, kids. Gonna make a mess. Here we go. All right, here we go. He's coming up this way. And this shed is sitting right on it, because actually my property line is right where those shrubs are, on the other side of this banana. So I need to show him some buried pipe that hopefully we will miss and not get run over, and we're good. Alright, so what I gotta do is put these straps around the building, and then we'll move on to the next. We got ant beds. We got ant beds. We think. You want me to go ahead and lay this one out the other way?
Yeah, we're gonna pull it around there, right?
All right, you want me to lay this out this way?
Yeah. I'm just coming right here and pulling it around.
That's the plan. Yes. That got in an ant bed, so no one would treatment.
But I was gonna head home, and that's why I'm on the tractor. Because
I was like, man, is he mind reading? Or
No, I had to drive on the tractor to work today.
Thank God you're here. Those ants are terrible. Hang on. Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Somebody's gonna have to instruct me on that one. I don't know that one.
Here in a little bit. course, that strap breaks. It'll get you if you're not careful, so you gotta be very, very... Whoa, 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 whoa! Okay, what we're going to try it a little bit lower, but I was afraid it was going to slip off, but we're going to try a little bit lower. I'm not worried about it being damaged. A, it happens, and B, it can be fixed. I'm not worried about it. So we're going to start everything up and try to move it this way. If not, we're going to put 4x6s on the corners and then try to move it. I need to empty it, but everybody's in a rush. It's not going to move. I don't know what to do next. I honestly don't. All right, this is not going to work. As you can see, he is bogged down. This is not going to work. So what we're going to do, we're going to take the straps off, and then he's got to go. We didn't expect it to take this long, and he's got to get back. He's got workers coming, and now I've got to load all of this crap that I just took out of it. I got to put it back. Well, we tried. I got it waiting.
Well, I let it dry a little while when you put it together. Yeah, okay.
I suppose it's not going to be dry for months. Doing today is we're going to repair the swale. which is on the other side of the shed. So let me take you over. Over here is a swale, and the excavator's coming in between my house and the rental. But there's a swale where the tall grass is, and it goes all the way down. But we never could get it right. So we never could get it right with the blade. So we're just going to go ahead and dig it out. But there is a pipe where that stick is. There's a stick right there, and there's also a pipe where that flag is. So he's going to be mindful of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you guys on the tripod and let this run. I'll let this run and they'll. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take all this dirt that's been coming out of here and we're going to put it in the back of the John Deere, put it in the wagon, and I'm going to take it over to the rental property and put it in that space that needs to be built up because it turns into a pond when it rains. And next month is hurricane season, so we need to get this done. What we're going to do now is load up this burn pile, and I didn't want to set it ablaze because I was afraid there was an animal in there. When I mowed today, the only thing that ran out of there was a rat, so hopefully there's nothing in there. I haven't seen any trails going in or out. No. Do not touch this, please. Alright, he is going to dig out this stump, and I'll zoom in when I edit. So I need to go jump this out, so I'll be right back. he's gonna haul that. He's gonna haul it to the back ditch. I'll follow him. I'm gonna follow him to the back ditch. I had no idea the root mass on that thing. Jasper, get to the side, honey. I know you're not my child, but scoot it over. One smash toe. Watch out, Jasper, please. Yeah, put it over there. Put it over there. Oh, apparently you can drive over that. I had no idea. See, guys, I learn stuff all the time. Well, so much for that. Alrighty. Jasper, stay with me, please. I guess he showed me. Alright, I'm going to go move the tractor. little bit. Come here, yeah, you're not biting anybody. Come on. All right. Alright, so let's see. We got that holly stump taken out. You saw that. I got bitten by a glass snake, or yeah, a glass snake got me. It was healthy too. He was freaked out. So when it rains tomorrow, see my bite? He was scared. He's just twisting around. He's got those little lizard teeth, you know. Water is eventually just going to smooth all of this out as the rain and the water just goes over the soil, and it is trenched. You can see where Papa put in a corrugated pipe right there. He put that stuff everywhere. He had such drainage problems. He didn't have the means to do this, what I'm doing. So it's in time, it'll completely wash itself all the way out to where the company has these 15-inch drains. They told me they were going to allow for this, so I'm not doing anything. I'm illegal. I was allotted this, and this guy works for them. So there you have it. It is done over here. It's just going to take time to look decent. I'll see you tomorrow for round 2. Those of you who have been with me for a while know that there used to be trees all back here and all down the other side. Well, all of those have been removed so that this business could expand. And when you take trees down, so does whatever drinks the water that's in excess. So we've had drainage problems in the past. We've had drainage problem between the rental property and my house. So Tony, with his blade, box blade, he made a swale that goes all the way back to this ditch. Okay, now Yancey has filled in this ditch but put in a 15-inch pipe, and so it's going to take water from just this edge of their property and mine and take it out to a retention pond way out there. They also have a 36-inch which is in the middle of this property over there. So we also had a trench or a swale dug over here because when it would rain it would flood the adjoining neighbor's yard. So David got his excavator, and all this will settle down. It won't look so brutal later. It just looks really brutal right now, just kind of like when you have surgery, you look like crap for a couple of months. But with the rainy season coming up, the rain is going to take care of the dirt. It's going to smooth out the ridges in the bottom of this swale, and it'll make it look better. And it's going to rain for like a week straight, so this will give us plenty of time to figure out if we have the pitch right. So water comes from in front of this rental property, oozes through here, and then comes down here. Now he graded it to where it would go straight down, kick over, and then drain all the way where we just were, where the gate was, out to where those booms are. Now this lady on the property next to the rental has been putting out bags of mulch to deflect the water from going into her property. She did the best she could so that it would quit flooding her backyard. So this is going to stop that. I don't care where the water goes as long as it stays off of everybody's property. Because when you get hurricanes and you get king tides during a hurricane, and the ground is saturated and it doesn't have anywhere to go, we're going to be glad we did this. I wasn't here when all this transpired, but it's going to look great, I think. So over here is the swale that Tony did several years ago, but we had renters over here. They kept driving through here, so I'm going to put a gate up. All of us in agreement, because people run through our yards, people steal from us, so we're going to put a gate up here, and we're going to fence in the rest of the yard to where that fence is right there. All this is going to be open for the chickens to do whatever they want, and I can go in and out with no problem. But everything's going to be gated off. All of my stuff is going to be secured, and so is their stuff. And the water's going to come down from the street. It floods really bad when it comes down my driveway. It floods really bad right at the beginning of their carport. I mean, you can't even walk through, it's ankle deep. So this is going to stop all that. But the people that we rented to kept driving their work trucks through here. They had box trucks full of concrete tables and concrete chairs, and they had stuff stacked all back here, and they ran over that swale back here, backing up those big trucks. I mean, they just didn't care. I mean, they weren't being ugly to me, they just didn't understand there was a language barrier. But it's fixed now. Her drainage problem or her flooding problem's gone. Hopefully we won't have any flooding over here anymore. Everything's graded down to that back ditch. And as you saw earlier, you saw him do that swale day before yesterday. So all the swales are dug. That holly tree stump is dug up, and if you remember that video where we took down that holly tree. So that's it. I think that's everything. I think they want to talk to me. I'm going to say goodbye to the excavator, and we may get it again in the future. We don't know, but that's it for this video. I appreciate you guys being here. That's it.